what would it take to just really say what is coming up? Say words that actually match
Yeah.
the energy. And because what I
Yeah.
was looking at is still really doing some of this people pleasing business on social, which I didn't really, it didn't really get clear for me until we talked about it last week. And I was like, wow, I still am not just being me, just saying it how it would just naturally come out of me. I'm still, ooh, let me soften this a little bit more, or maybe not be so direct because I want someone to be offended. Like I'm still doing that. And so recently this week, I've been really seeking to write captions that is just, boom, how's it going to come out? And it's much more exciting and it's fun. And I'm seeking to just get the message out so it's clearer for folks to know what the heck I'm saying versus like, is she beating around the bush? What is she trying to say? What is she hiding? What's really happening here?
Yeah.
That's
And
where
maybe
I'm
we
looking
can,
at it.
that's really awesome. I want to go into that with you because what, I guess, what created, because for people that are listening to this, that's where they're at. They're still, they know that they're not saying the thing. And there's
Yeah.
so many different areas of life where that occurs. You know, you don't say the thing with family or in your social media or with relationships, and we can apply this everywhere. But so for you, like what created the unclarity or it wasn't even really unclarity, it was almost like a fog.
Mm, yeah. And I get where this is like related to the willingness to be seen, as I've kind
Yeah.
of made this pretty substantial pivot from doing exclusively really mental health content to now speaking more about business and entrepreneurship, but it's still mental health and mindset, but in a different avenue, so to speak. And so I was really getting that some imposter stuff was coming up, or like I'm not, who am I to step into this arena and talk about it in this way? Have I had enough experience? Because I've always been one to seek all the certifications to prove that I'm worthy of being seen and heard. And so
Oof.
that's where it was like, oh, let me dim it down and make it foggy, the message not really clear because I was unwilling to really step into it, is what I
Oh,
was
that's
getting.
really cool that you articulated that. And the thing I get you and I talked about was like, well, can you tell me actually first, like, what changed that? Like,
Mm.
was it something you had, like, was it a process you went through? Was it a choice you had to make? Was it something else?
Well, I get well, whether it was like on one of our many chats and where you pinged it, like you just kind of hit the nail on the head. You're like, it's the clarity. Like you're not saying or you're not showing up the way I know you to be, like
I'm
direct,
so bossy.
succinct. I know, but I love it. Like, I love it because I
I'm like,
heard
stop
it.
doing that thing.
I know, but I was like, I heard it and I was like, oh shit. And so then I just looked at, okay, well, I'm choosing it. What's it going to take? I'm choosing this today. I'm choosing this
Yeah,
now because
yeah.
I'm tired of the other way and things aren't, I just get there's so much else possible when I step into that. And that's literally what I'm facilitating other folks to be is more of themselves. So it's kind of like,
Am I
well,
gonna
I
live the
better
thing
do
that
it
I'm
too.
Yes, I
you
mean,
know?
preach, that's you're constantly as a coach or facilitator, constantly facilitated by the stuff you want to
Mm-hmm,
teach, going, am I living this? Well,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
um,
What
yeah,
about
the
for you?
proving, oh gosh. So I get this was a very similar process for me. I made this shift probably 2 or 3 years ago, and then it just kind of keeps the point kind of keeps honing itself, like a pencil kind of continuing to be sharpened. Like I'll use it for a while and then I'll put it back in the sharpener and use it for a while and put it
Mm-hmm.
back in the sharpener. It's a lot like that. Except it's an everlasting pencil and it never goes down to the nubbin. Okay. So
You got jokes here too.
yeah,
So
you're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome to my brain. Um, but what really shifted it is I was taking a lot of classes with Shannon O'Hara, who's
mm,
an access consciousness facilitator and just a powerhouse. And I was really inspired by the clarity with which she spoke. And what she would do is she'd get so present with an energy and then only allow out of her mouth the words that were true. She didn't fill the space. She didn't use filler words. she allowed herself to kind of almost sink down into the energy and only speak what was true.